Hey, how's it going? Zach D Productions here, and I'm here for a top 10 list video for you guys. So for this list, I'll be going over my top 10 favorite films from the year 2013. So yeah, about 10 years ago. So I'll be going over my favorite movies from that year. This list is in no particular order, so let's go ahead and get started with this top 10. So the first film I'm going to go over here is Homefront with Jason Statham and James Franco. Pretty cool movie. I actually quite like this one. This is one that I feel doesn't get talked about too much. I know that some people stated that this movie could have benefited with more action, and yeah, I mean, I can kind of agree with that a little bit, but I still think the movie, for what it is, it's pretty solid. It's definitely a good Jason Statham movie. I mean, I do enjoy the majority of Jason Statham's movies, so there is that. The plot of the film, pretty cool as well. You know, at the beginning you find out that Jason Statham's character was this undercover guy who, you know, tries to stop this drug bust or whatever, and then this other guy's son gets killed, and he wants revenge, you know, while he's in prison, and, you know, basically his past comes back to haunt him. So, yeah. And it pretty much just goes from there. So yeah, interesting plot of the movie for sure. Overall, I liked Homefront. It's a good movie for what it is. So next, we got Two Guns with Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg. Really good movie. Has some cool action, and you of course have the iconic bank robbery scene when they put on the clown masks and they go into the bank. I mean, that's probably the scene of the movie that a lot of people remember the most, and understandably so. There's a lot of fun moments to this movie for sure, a lot of enjoyment value, and of course, Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg are both big names. Denzel, maybe one of my favorite actors as well. He's definitely up there for me. I do like Denzel a lot, actually. So Two Guns, really good movie. So next, we got 47 Ronin with Keanu Reeves. Pretty cool movie. You basically have Keanu Reeves playing a samurai in this movie. There is a lot of cool moments in this movie. A lot of cool fights in the movie and everything. So, yeah. 47 Ronin, pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't put this up there as Keanu Reeves' best movie, but I do like it for what it is. Next, Olympus Has Fallen with Gerard Butler. I actually do like Gerard Butler as an actor. I've really grown to like his work. He definitely has some great movies, and I think that this is one of his best films. It's basically like a Defend America type film. It's kind of like that type of film. It's got a pretty cool plot, pretty cool action, you know. So yeah, I do dig Gerard Butler's performance in this movie as well. So yeah, overall, Olympus Has Fallen, really great film. Definitely worth checking out if you haven't seen it. Next, we got Oblivion with Tom Cruise. An interesting movie for sure. I do have my complaints with it though, but I think overall it is a very strong movie. It's a really good movie. Really the only thing that I would change about this film is maybe give it more action scenes. That's really the only thing that I can think of with this movie, but overall I do think it's a solid film. From what I remember from this movie, it basically takes place in the future, like in this post-apocalyptic world. It's a cool concept. So yeah, Tom Cruise, of course, one of the biggest action stars around. So yeah, can't go wrong with a lot of his movies. So Oblivion, really good one. I wouldn't put this up there as Tom Cruise's best film. Probably not even within his top 5 or anything, but really good still. Really good. All right, so next, we got another Keanu Reeves movie, Man of Taichi. This also stars Tiger Chen, who basically plays the main character, while Keanu Reeves actually plays the bad guy in this movie. Spoiler alert. Now, very rare is it that Keanu Reeves plays a villain. I think there's like movies where actors who usually play the hero, I feel like every one of those actors does have that one movie where they do play the villain. And I think that's cool. I think that I'm totally fine with that personally. Now, Keanu Reeves' acting in this movie, yeah, it wasn't the greatest. Like, towards the end, like with the final fight and everything, when he was fighting Tiger Chen. Like, he was, like, making these weird faces, like, you know. It's kind of absurd to me. It's kind of comical if you ask me, but the plot of this movie, you basically find out that Keanu Reeves' character is, well, like I said, he's the villain, and he basically runs this underground organization where he gets people to fight for money. He pays Tiger Chen's character money, you know, and you find out that he's crooked and everything, so he has to put a stop to him. You know, Tiger Chen's character wants money to help pay for his master's temple because apparently, you know, it wasn't a safe environment. So, yeah, it's a pretty cool movie. I actually really liked Man of Taichi quite a bit. It's not a super high-budget film, I don't think. I know it was directed by Keanu Reeves as well, which is pretty cool. I think it's his directorial debut as well, which is cool. And I do think that the movie is directed really well, I'd say. So Man of Taichi, I actually really like this film. Really good martial arts movie. Okay, so next we got Special ID with Donnie Yen. Not my favorite Donnie Yen movie. Definitely not his best movie, but it is solid for what it is, I'd say. Of course, you can't go wrong with Donnie Yen. He always has such a strong presence, like, no matter what film he's in. You know, and that's why he's probably one of my favorite Hong Kong actors. Like, in the Hong Kong film scene, he's definitely one of my favorite actors in that particular scene. Yeah, but Special ID, pretty cool. Has some cool action and everything, you know. It's a fun movie. It's fun. But yeah, overall, not one of my favorites from Donnie Yen, but I do like it, though. Pretty good. Next, we got Ninja 2, Shadow of a Tear with Scott Adkins. Scott Adkins has actually grown up there to be one of my favorite actors, and to be honest, he's also, in my opinion, one of the most underrated actors. Why he's not much bigger and why he's not in more high-budget films is honestly beyond me. I mean, I feel like a lot of people know who he is, you know, and they have respect for him, but I feel like there's a lot of people that really don't give Scott Adkins his just due. He definitely deserves a lot more. I mean, he's certainly more successful than I am, you know, when it comes to this, you know, because, you know, as someone who also loves the genre of action films, who makes this genre as well, so, you know, he's definitely more successful than I am, so there's that. But I really liked him in this movie. Ninja 2 is definitely one of his best movies, maybe even his best film. I know some people don't like the first Ninja movie. I do like the first one, but the second one is definitely better, I would say. The plot of this film is you basically find out that Scott Adkins' character's wife gets killed, and he thinks he goes after the guy who did it, who was behind all this. This other master, you know, one of his trainers, leads him to this compound where he has to take out this high-value target. And when he gets back, you find out that his master was actually the one responsible for his wife's murder. And so there's, of course, a showdown with Scott Adkins and his master, which is pretty cool. Yeah, this is another really cool martial arts films. I'm definitely a big fan of these types of films. Really cool martial arts fight scenes and everything. Really good story as well. I actually really liked Ninja 2, Shadow of a Tear. Really good movie from Scott Adkins. Alright, so next we got Police Story Lockdown with Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan is, of course, another one of the big names in Hong Kong film. I definitely like Jackie Chan a lot. I'd say he's probably another one of my favorites in that scene. I mean, you can't go wrong with a lot of his stuff. I know that some people say that, you know, there was a point in Jackie Chan's career where, you know, he should have stopped making movies. Because I think, like, maybe around, like, some point in the 2010s, some people say he should have stopped. Like, maybe around this time, some people say, hey, maybe it's time for Jackie Chan to, you know, stop making movies, stop, you know, being involved. Because I know that a lot of people do complain about the more recent films being kind of underwhelming, lacking something, and just overall not being that good. I mean, I definitely can understand the complaints. Like Railroad Tigers, I was not a fan of that film from Jackie Chan. I mean, I wouldn't call it horrible or anything. It's not terrible, but it's just kind of boring in my opinion. And then you, of course, had the Karate Kid remake from 2010, I think, which wasn't very good either. I mean, it comes nowhere near the original, which I think anyone can agree on that. But the Police Story films are probably some of his best-known movies. Police Story Lockdown, I thought that this film was good for what it was. I mean, it's not very complicated or anything. You know, it doesn't have as much action as you would think, at least I would say. You know, it's still good for what it is, though, I think. I, you know, thoroughly enjoyed this movie, so Police Story Lockdown, pretty good one. Pretty good one, I'd say. So, lastly, we got Parker with Jason Statham, and this also stars Jennifer Lopez as well. This is another pretty good Jason Statham movie, of course. You know, you can't go wrong with Jason Statham. To me, I think Jason Statham is one of today's best action stars. Probably him, Tom Cruise, and Scott Adkins. I think those three guys are really today's best action stars. Parker, I actually really like this film with Jason Statham. It's actually pretty good. Not a whole heck of a lot of action, but when the action does happen, it's really fun. It's really good. It's a really solid Jason Statham movie, I thought. So that is my list for my top 10 favorite films of 2013. Let me know what you think. What are your favorite films from the year 2013? Feel free to let me know. So what did you think of this list? Feel free to let me know that as well. So with that said, thank you for watching and have a good one.